What do we make of the Cloud Kings after today's magnificent rebound? This group has been in a funk with Salesforce down $17 from its recent highs, but tonight Salesforce reported a super strong quarter. Excluding the impact of some mark-to-market accounting, the company earned 66 cents per share. Wall Street was only looking for 61, and revenue came in higher than expected at 24% year over year. Even better, management raised their full-year forecast for both the top and bottom line. In short, it was a pretty darn clean beat. And a raise. So could the stock have more room to run? Let's take a closer look with Marc Benioff. He is the visionary co-founder, chairman, and co-CEO of Salesforce. Get a better sense of the quarter and what lies ahead. Mr. Benioff, welcome back to Mad Money.
Well, great to see you, Jim. Thanks so much for having me back, and hello from San Francisco.
There you go, Mark. This was a terrific acceleration, not that you necessarily needed it, but acceleration earnings. I've got to tell you, Europe up 32, Asia up 23. These are areas that we thought were more abundant. How are you doing this?
Well, Jim, every customer is going through a massive digital customer transformation. And when you see this transformation happening, it's just incredible to watch. I mean, this is as big as Y2K was for the tech industry. Every company is going through it. And every one of these major transformations is exactly that. It begins and ends with the customer.
But if that's the case, customer relations management, I'm looking at a chart. Salesforce is number one, share 16.8%.
Yes.
The other guys, 5.7, 5.6, 3.5, 3.4.
That, by the way, is good. That is good. We're number one in CRM, which is the fastest growing part of enterprise software, because every company in every industry and every government is recreating themselves with their customer. So this is what's driving our growth. It's pure and simple.
Every government. What is the USDA doing with Salesforce?
Oh, Jim, you know what? The federal government was one of the most exciting things that happened in the quarter. And it wasn't just the USDA. It was also the Department of Education, Department of Interior. It was many departments, actually. And they're going through a huge digital transformation in the U.S. federal government. And Salesforce has been able to offer many of those agencies the rapid, successful digital transformation that they need. We even had a 10,000-person event in Washington, D.C. during the quarter. And that continues to be a fantastic growth area for us.
But at the same time, you're not changing your advocacy. You updated your policy recently to turn away customers that sell a wide range of firearms to private citizens online, including a small number of existing clients. You turned business down, didn't you?
Well, Jim, look, I'm a lifelong hunter. You know that. My fondest memories of my father were hunting in the orange fields here in Visalia, California. I've done that my entire life, and I've been a lifelong gun owner. So when our employees came to us and said that we had customers who wanted to start selling bump stocks on our service, on our Commerce Cloud, which is, also selling Adidas shoes, I said, well, that's an ethics question. And you probably know that last year we actually created a whole department called the Office of Ethical Use.
Yes.
So we gave that issue to them, and we said, well, is this ethical? What are we going to do? And they said, look, yes, you can sell certain weapons on our cloud, but you cannot sell bump stocks and you cannot sell other types of things that we viewed as extreme. And so we kind of made some changes, and unfortunately, we had to make a couple of adverse decisions with some aggressive customers.
All right. Well, you've got a lot of things going that people might say are not necessarily going to produce earnings per share. 1 million Americans for the jobs of today and tomorrow by signing the White House pledge. This is going to produce earnings per share later on, right? I mean, not up front, but it's going to work.
Well, Jim, that is probably the most exciting thing that I have seen happening in the Salesforce ecosystem. Now, you probably know that we have this broad ecosystem that surrounds our company. And while we're talking about these incredible results here today, these numbers, I mean, I'm so happy with what I see. The one thing that makes me even more excited is the work we're doing with people, retraining them, reskilling them is kind of the technical word. We're able to get people onto this service. We call it Trailhead. And if you haven't been on trailhead.com, this is an amazing place to go. You can learn all the technical skills to be successful in this Salesforce ecosystem. And our customers are just on there at an incredibly high rate. We have more than 1 million users on that now. And 25%, Jim, said that they changed jobs in the last year because of the skills that they got on trailhead.com. And we even had an amazing event in Indianapolis just a couple weeks ago. You probably know this. With Ivanka Trump, we signed that White House pledge for jobs because we're reskilling America. And that's our job. You know, we want to make sure everybody can participate in the fourth industrial revolution. That's really exciting to me. And to see the success on the faces of the broad range of people who've had this capability, well, that is just setting us up for a tremendous future.
I don't want to lose sight of the healthy billings, how it's terrific, but I did get to meet several people at Dreamforce. One woman who said, I was a housewife, and now I am a boss of 35 people with something I started on my kitchen table, and that was not unusual.
Or a factory worker, anybody who participated maybe in jobs that don't exist anymore, they can get onto Trailhead.com, they can reskill. And this is proven, it's easy, and it's free. And that's why we've had such great support, not just from the White House, but from thousands of our customers who are also now deploying this inside their own companies. And we have a product called MyTrailhead.com, so you, as a Salesforce customer, can set up your own internal reskilling system with your products. And build your own ecosystem. I mean, we want everyone to be as successful as we are.
Okay, you have Southwest Air, big customer win. Mr. Kelly, absolutely sensational. I try to interview him every quarter. But they have the Boeing 737 MAX. How can I use Salesforce if I'm Gary Kelly to make it so that I keep my customers happy?
That's all about employee experience. They've really pivoted our product and using it for employee experience. That's using our communities and our Service Cloud and many other products that we have to kind of deliver HR service or HR help desk. And they have 60,000 employees who are now using our services doing that. That was a surprise for us to see employee experience open up so broadly inside our customer base, Jim. But HRMS has been so successful. Companies like Workday have been so successful that they're looking for services to ride alongside those to help those employees become even more successful themselves. That's what Southwest is doing.
Well, Mark, you can help me. You were with Ivanka. I've done for years. You've done a lot of great things to try to train people. But I see lately what I regard as a war on tech. The president simultaneously at Facebook, when I know we both think that there's some issues there, but Alphabet don't feel them as politicized organization. Apple right in the middle of the developers conference, for heaven's sake. I mean, this is something that seems to me ill-advised. Is there a way to kind of get tech back on track, or is this all just a one-off?
Well, Jim, I'm going to have to disagree with you on this point. Because, and we've talked about this before on this show now for, more than 18 months, that I feel so strongly, Jim, that we are at a point in our industry where enough is enough. And we need to, get the values straight with these tech companies. And there are some things going on in regards to the manipulation of their consumers, the misuse of the data, serious issues with privacy. And those values need to change, and some of those companies need to be held accountable for what's going on. So I'm actually all in on this. I actually think it's maybe too little too late. They should be more aggressive. We're following behind what the European Union is doing, Jim. The European Union is the ones who are the leaders in this area, not just in privacy with GDPR, but with their European action against these companies when they misuse data, misuse privacy, or take advantage of customers. I mean, there's things that have happened in our industry that are embarrassing to me. So let's clean it up, and let's get back where, that Facebook is not the new cigarettes. That's what I've been saying to everybody, that let's make it all great again, if you will. That is, let's make tech have the values that we all want it to have. And let's take care of our customers
so they
and put
brought it on
consumers
themselves.
first.
You're telling me they brought it on themselves.
Absolutely. Well, I think absolutely, Jim.
Wow.
And I think that now's the time for them to, basically clean it up. It's not too late. It never is. And that is what has to happen. You can see companies who have not made these changes, their executives have walked out.
Right.
I mean, they buy these huge companies, and you've seen they walk out, and when those people are friends of mine. I'll say, why are you leaving this company? Well, I don't like the values. I don't like what's important to that CEO.
Okay.
And that CEO said this to me, I'm leaving. Wow, that's amazing. And then you saw the customers leave. You saw advertisers leave. I mean, that has to change, Jim. So I think that there needs to be corrective action and needs to come from the government. And I'm for the regulations that are coming in here.
Mark, I've got one more question, really important. Some of your customers have to be hurt by tariffs. You have a robust quarter, but I'm concerned that the tariffs are hurting people.
Well, Jim, I don't think we're at that point yet, but we definitely could be almost there. And I'll tell you, I've been on the road nonstop this entire quarter. I've been in Japan, I've been in Europe, I've been throughout the entire United States, and even last Friday I was in Minneapolis. And I'm not going to tell you what customers that these are impacting, but I can see it in the faces of these CEOs that they have anxiety around what's going on with trade. And while it hasn't hurt these companies yet, it could. And so I really hope that these discussions come to an end now.
All right. I think that's a really important plea because a lot of the people I deal with feel exactly the same. Marc Benioff, thank you so much. Really great to talk to you. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.